If you're a fan of street stock sports car racing and historic racing circuits, you'll love round 6 of the Koni Sports Car Challenge from Watkins Glen International, the Glen.com 200. Hello everyone, I'm Brian Till along with Calvin Fish, Chris Neville, and down in turn 1 as well. As you see some of the cars beginning to pull away in the S's, the yellow comes out. We've gone full course caution, and this is going to be difficult for these drivers. Their eyes are on each other as they head down into turn 1, not looking for a yellow. They had just gotten the green. Yeah, we've got to be careful here, because if someone sees that yellow and someone else doesn't, they're going to stack up there. You see the drivers trying to give each other Kenny Wilden behind him. As you look back to the battles in ST, the street tuner class, Holton beginning to pull out a bit. But you also saw one of the Volkswagens, the 181, Dion von Moltke, now has moved up to 4th, so perhaps APR will get their win here. It is far from over, just under Calvin. They qualified 1st and 2nd here today. We saw the 171 of Ian Bosch and Josh Hurley having such a good run. Hurley with that penalty on the restart, perhaps redemption in the cards here in the form of the 181. Can they take the victory? But Jamie Holton is going to be hard to beat. He is, and Randy Popes is right there as well in that orange machine, the Compass 360 car. He's sharing the car, of course, with our current championship leader, Christian Miller. But look back there, look at that yellow BMW. Will Turner has made his way all the way up into the top 6. He'll be a factor here today as well. Remember, Randy Popes carrying the championship for Christian Miller in his hands right now. Popes did not share the car with Miller in one of the events, so he's out of the points and out of the championship hunt, but he can certainly help Christian Miller to the title. They've got 2 wins on the season so far at Homestead and at New Jersey, and they've got a great car underneath them right now. Scavin is trying to hold on to the wheel of that 111 Subaru, that beautiful white and black, and they were really the ones that were hoping for the rain here today, Calvin. They were. These dry conditions, they don't seem to quite have the pace. There we see Randy Popes down the middle part of the straightaway. Seems to have the horsepower there, takes away the 3rd spot, but up front, Jamie Holton, he's used to winning in this car. We didn't see any action from our current ST champion in the early races. Was really focusing on his studying, came back at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, not for Georgian Bay, but for the Compass 360 team. He said it was really weird running against my old teammates, but it didn't take them long to get him back on board to assist with Ashley McCalmont in the championship the rest of the way. Looking really comfortable at the point right now. Well, if you've got the blanket, you could throw it over the lead in both Grand Sport and Street Tuner from here around 181. The APR Volkswagen holding down the point in the Street Tuner class. This team has been up and down all day long with 2 different types of cars. Look how he took the lead. That's Jamie Holton, past champion, in front of him in the Cobalt. Picks up the draft down the front straightaway. Jamie goes to the middle of the road, but gives him that inside lane, and he just gets really late on the brake, controls his speed through the mid part of the corner, which is the real key, getting down inside.
Yeah, this is just about the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever been through, but I got all my faith in the world in Dion. I mean, that kid is an absolutely superstar driver. APR's built an awesome car, but this is seriously going to make me go bald or gray or both.
What about the rain? Is it going to play in your favor or the other way?
I said Dion is a superstar, right? He'll be just fine. This car is actually pretty good. Even when we got this drizzly condition, we're just fine, and Dion's got awesome car control, so we're in good shape. We just got to keep Randy behind us.
Good luck, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. He's the wily veteran. I mean, he'll be working him over. I mean, Dion von Moltke is going to have to earn this win if he gets it here today. Well, I'll tell you, we saw the raindrops coming down. You see the windshield wipers, and we talked about how well the Porsche ran versus the BMWs in the wet stuff, and right now the Volkswagen really seems to have the measure. Randy was able to close in, but I've not seen him be able to mount a charge in the damp. And look who's right behind them there. That's Lawson Aschenbach. That's a switch of the Cobalts there. It's not Jamie Holton. That's Aschenbach, who's 2nd in the championship right now. So this is really significant as well in terms of points. And that little Volkswagen just jumps off the toe of the boot. It really seems to be working well in the rain. I don't know about so much Randy Popes, Chris.
Well, it's going to be interesting to talk to Randy after the race and see if he had a car that was able to attack the front, because his biggest concern was the brakes with that little Honda. They added 60 pounds to that car right before Lime Rock, and he said that 60 pounds was significant because before Lime Rock, we were already at a point where we were really running out of brakes late in the races. He said, after they added that 60 pounds, I have such a long pedal, I just don't have a lot of confidence in the car in the late going. We might be seeing that this afternoon.
Just over 9 minutes left here in round 6. Should be about 4 or 5 laps Von Moltke holding down the point there in ST, but Randy Popes with a great run through turn 11. Will he get a shot in turn 1?
Well, he's going to need good brakes to get it done down here, but one thing about the rain, what it does, it means you're not using the brakes as hard, but you stay on them longer. They're longer brake zones, so that can actually cause more heat at times.
Leading through turn 1. Will APR, will Volkswagen take their first victories in the Koni Sports Car Challenge? We'll find out. Andy Lally holds down the point overall.
But this ST battle is going to go down to the wire. Randy Popes has really been charging hard, but we have seen him pumping the brakes. Chris was watching it going down into turn 1 along this front straightaway, and he talked about the fact that a little bit more weight on this Honda now is having an effect towards the latter part of this race in terms of keeping that pedal up.
Dion running a little bit of a wide line. You also saw the windshield wipers there. I think he's really figured out where there is grip in these damp conditions. And that's the thing that we've talked about all day long. It's rained, it's dried, and you know, it's a lot more consistent. If it would just rain, you know where you need to drive. But every lap for these boys over the last 3 or 4 has been different. And now rain falling very hard as they approach the heel of the boot.
And this is just a tremendous drive by this young man at the front of the pack here. There's nothing like the pressure you're going to feel in terms of getting your first win, particularly when you have a veteran right. Oh! Scavners, can he save it? All-wheel drive Subaru is going to be needed here. Lurid slide right in front of the pack. Chops it back across in front of Holtum. That's Will Turner right there as well.
ST, they'll have one more lap to go as well, but they haven't made it back around to the start finish yet. So about a lap and a quarter for Dion von Moltke, the APR Volkswagen team, willing him on. Remember, this team so strong in qualifying, ran so strong throughout the race, but they've had their ups and downs. They've had their problems, but they're out front right now. But for Dion, there is a master behind him in that Compass 360. It is for the lead and the win in ST. Dion von Moltke still holding down the point. Randy Popes behind him, and it looks like Dion able to pull out a little bit, but look at the car slide under braking. Popes knows that the time is done. He's got to get it done right now.
Oh, Randy tried to tuck it down to the inside. He immediately lost the front end on that Honda, and Dion just gets on the power and takes off. The good thing for Dion on this last lap, he hasn't encountered a lot of traffic. He's just been able to focus on hitting his marks, finding his braking points, and keeping it clean. Randy really tried to take advantage and just immediately lost the front grip, but washed out.
3 corners left, 2 left-handers are right. Dion von Moltke up onto the old circuit, running the rain line that you talked about. But look at Randy Popes. He knows there's no grip down on the inside, but he's got to try each time. Now 2 corners left. The high-speed left-hander, and then turn 11, the right-hander, onto the front straightaway.
Well, you have huge grip on the entry because you're offline, so you get great grip, and then as soon as you hit the apex, which is where the normal racing line is, it's just taken away. It's like someone pulls the rug from underneath you.
Redemption in sight for APR right there. In the form of the checkered flags, they wave, and they will take their first victory. Sweeney, Van Moltke take the victory. APR, Ian Boss with his team cheers them on. Even after the struggles that Ian Boss and his teammate had in the 171, Josh Hurley, celebrations for this team, celebrations all around, and the celebrations in Street Tuner with Chris Neville.
Well, some handshakes and congratulations from Randy Popes. Big day for APR, their first win, Volkswagen's first win. Mike Sweeney and Dion von Moltke, your guys' first win. Dion, what were you thinking those last 10 laps when you have a guy like Randy Popes behind you?
You know, like they say, he's the mayor of Watkins Glen, so, you know, it could not have come a better way for us. Beating the heads up, the best at this track, you know, it proves how good these cars are. And the last 3 laps, it was kind of raining, it was off-rain, you didn't know what you're coming to, and it was really hard to go. It needed utmost concentration, and to beat Randy Popes, you know, best of the best, it's a great win for us, and, I mean, this is awesome. Can't say enough.
Mike, the car ran out of gas on during your stint. Did you think you could end up here?
It ran out of gas in turn 1. It bobbled, and I babied it all the way around, and it ran out right here, so we had to double stop. But you know what? I knew I was handing it over to Dion von Moltke, and you cannot hand it over to a better driver than that. And so once he got in the car, I thought I was going to die of a nervous attack, but I knew it couldn't be in better hands. Awesome.
Talk about momentum, guys. APR second at Lime Rock, first at Watkins Glen.
Well, you heard Mike Sweeney say earlier, I'm either going to go bald or gray. I've got the gray. I think you've got the little bald going on, Calvin. The sign at Mid-Ohio says most competitive in the U.S., and it certainly is. So we'll run split classes of the Koni Sports Car Challenge there. But it will be a great one, just like you saw today. It always comes down to the bitter end, the strategy, the hard racing. It all pays off. You saw plenty of it here today. It was another great Koni Sports Car Challenge action. You saw it all here. Make sure you join us from Mid-Ohio. For Chris Neville, for Dorsey Schrader, Calvin Fish, I'm Brian Till. Make sure you catch